Sunday tea. Topic tonight is informative, lit. Join me with my guest tonight, Joan Mackey's professor. Come on in. Great week, you guys. Great week. Fantastic week. Seems like spring is just around the corner. We're getting a little bit of rain to bring out the green flowers and everything else that we need. Tonight, you guys, we have Joan Mackey here joining us, the professor, and she's teaches at University of Calgary. Mount Royal, sorry, Mount Royal, sorry, Mount Royal, and she's here to talk with me tonight on a great subjects, several different subjects tonight, you guys. Quite a bit of education behind her, and also is a single mother, and still a single mother at this point in time. Her education is great. She has a BA Political Science History, University of New Brunswick. She has an MA Women's Study, PhD Women's Study, and she went to the York University, and there's so much more to her. Wow, I'm telling you, she is fantastic. We're just gonna call her in right now, you guys. This one here. It's fine. I'm not crazy. I just can't see. So we're gonna call Joan in, you guys. Come on in, Joan. Maki, come on in. You don't like that. That's a personal thing. Hi, we have Maki in here tonight. It's a pleasure to have you here. Talk a little bit about, geez, we have so much to talk about.
Now, where should I be looking?
In front of us is where we're going to look. Geez, you've done so much here. You have me totally overwhelmed here. You are so educated and so fantastically, wow. Should we start with, let's start with student. We have some comments from your students at Mount Royal University. And here's an inspirational respect and caring. It says, I'm honestly so moved by her. She's the caring human being, ensuring you understand something right, but also expectation that are very clear. She's extremely understanding and accommodating, which is extremely nice since life sometimes get in the way of academy. Her lectures are inspiring the best. So that's what one of your students has said. Tell me a little bit about you. Just let's tell the people a little tiny bit about you, and then I will get into some questions for you.
Well, I am a teacher, and that's my passion. I feel lucky enough that I get to do what I'm passionate about in life, because I think, you know, it's very often that we end up getting jobs because we need to work.
Yes.
So I do feel really fortunate that I went to school and studied and then can work doing what it is that I really hoped I would end up doing. And it's really the only thing I know how to do, I would say.
Oh no, I think if you put your mind to something else, you'd be fantastic as well,
fair,
right?
Fair enough, yeah. But I do love teaching.
You love teaching. How many years were you in school for?
Well, let's see. So there's about three years of undergrad, 2 years for the master's, and then it took me 7 to finish the PhD.
Wow, amazing. And while you were doing that, you were a single mother, were you not?
I was, yeah, while I was in grad school. Yeah.
Can you tell us how difficult that was, or was that difficult, or did you have support, or how was that while you were in school?
It was definitely challenging to be in grad school and be thinking about 2 infants and raising infants while trying to finish school. I will say that for me personally, having, I have twins. So having the babies while I was in grad school kind of made it seem that I had no option but to finish. So as difficult and as kind of challenging as it was to balance family and academics, as it is for most people who are trying to balance family and work or family and school, for me, I think having my children just really was a strong push, because that fear comes in that you're the only person responsible for 2 little human beings, and so you can't not finish what you started.
So if we wanted to tell young females out there that quitting was an option, because they do go through challenges, and it's hard when you are going through school, whether it's university or whatever you're doing in life, and you end up pregnant. And if you're left by yourself, a lot of people don't finish their academics. They leave because they find it hard, or they don't have enough support. What would you tell them as that young individual that's in that position? Because at the end of the day, there is something good. The outcome is good, because the outcome for you is great. So what could we tell them?
Okay, that's a big area for me, because I think feeling that strength within yourself is only one piece of the puzzle. So for me, yes, I had to get really determined, and I had to dig my heels in, and I had to really touch that place of strength within myself to say, I can't let these kids down. I have to finish this. But that was only a small piece. I do think that as whole communities, we have to understand too that we also need to organize to make sure that we are supported as well. It can't just be the willpower of someone.
Yeah, we need a support. We need a support group.
Because what I realized is at that time I was going through school and living in Ontario. Something shocking that I realized is, had I been in Alberta, because of the differences in how childcare is subsidized and kind of what income level you have to be at in order to be subsidized, whether it counts if you're a full-time student or not a full-time student, all those things. In Ontario, it was set up so that I was able to actually get almost all of my childcare subsidized so that I could continue my studies. That helped me a lot. Now, if I was in Alberta and I had to come up with that cash and be going to school full-time and paying tuition,
it would have been a setback.
I don't think I would have been able to finish, honestly. And I think no matter how much willpower I had, I'm not sure that my willpower would have been enough.
So we need
to get me through.
We need a support group. We absolutely need a support group. Geez, you've gone through a lot. You wrote a book.
I edited a book, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about the book?
So the most recent one is on single mothering and lone parenting in North America. It focuses mostly on Canada and the US. We do have a couple of international examples in there as well. And I just wanted to revisit, what's, now that we are 2000, it was 2016 then, 2017 now. I wanted to revisit what the landscape looks like for people who are raising kids on their own. Whether you're a woman, you're a man, whoever it is, kind of where are we at this moment when it comes to single parent households.
What can we tell single parents right now, whether it's a woman or whether it's a male or a female? What can we do to help? What can you say to them to help them to kind of seem a little easier? Because I mean, even couples are having it hard.
Mm-hmm.
So never mind. What can you tell us about single parent? Like, what can you do to uplift them? What can you say that you were able to continue and go through what you did and actually finished?
Mm-hmm. I think single parents are really hardworking people.
They are.
And we are just, we're trying to create loving and supportive and positive homes for our kids.
Mm-hmm.
My message is to our communities and not to single parents, because I believe that as single parents, in my experience, we're working hard. We're tapping into whatever reserves we have within ourselves to try to stay positive and to keep moving forward and to raise really well-adjusted, healthy kids. We're doing all of that. So my message would be, if we could expand the amount of support and positivity that communities give towards single parents, reduce the stigma, reduce the negative judgment, reduce this idea that the healthiest homes are heterosexual two-parent homes.
That's another thing I was going to say, because there's a stigma stating that children are better when they're raised with a mother and a father, and I don't think that's necessarily true at all.
Well, it's not what we've seen in fact, right? So I would say, I would go even beyond saying it's not, I don't agree with that as an opinion. I actually haven't seen that to be true as a fact of life, because we know very well that there can be, unfortunately, a lot of dysfunction in a heterosexual two-parent household, right? And there can be a lot of positivity and love in a single-parent household.
Absolutely.
So I think we really need to get past this idea that it's the form of the family that tells you how healthy it's going to be, right? Whether it's a two-parent household or a single-parent household or grandparents who are raising a child, we need to get past the idea that all we need to talk about is the form. If you just get a woman and a man in a house together with kids, then everything is going to be healthy.
Does not make it a happy home.
It's not the form, it's the character of the people who are doing the parenting.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Do we have any questions out there at the moment that we can answer? Sandra. Hi, Sandra. How you doing? Thanks for joining in. Who else do we have out there?
We have David Rice.
Hi, David.
We have Odine who's joined us.
Hi, Odine.
Chantel.
Hi, Chantel.
Alicia.
David, Alicia.
Andre.
Harmeet. Jessica. Hi, Jessica.
We have Dina. We have Michelle.
Michelle, thank you. Good evening.
Joanne.
Hi.
Tyreek.
Farron, hi. Karen, hi. Nicole, hi. Everybody, hi. Okay, good. We acknowledge them. We'd like to acknowledge you because we really thank you guys for the support each time. We wanted to talk about not just single mothers, and we can talk back on that a little bit more, but we want to talk a little bit about our community. And it's pretty exciting. I'm really, really excited when I think about it, when I think about sharing it. I don't know if everybody knows, but I'm really excited about, we get to have one of us on the $10 bill.
Yeah.
So can we elaborate on that a little bit? Because, I mean, a lot of time we're coming out and we're saying nothing is happening for us as a community. Nothing is changing as a race. Everything is bad. And that's not true. Everything isn't bad. And there's a lot of fantastic change going on in our community, in our races. There's so many good things going on. So this is something that we want to share. Yeah?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
We want to share with you a Black Canadian from Nova Scotia. And her name is Viola Desmond. And this is great news, you guys. I'll let you give them the news,
Okay.
and then I'll elaborate on it a little bit.
Okay, so Viola Desmond is very well known. She's really well known on the East Coast, right? So recently there was an announcement that in 2018, Viola Desmond's face will be the face of the $10 bill.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And Viola is a black Nova Scotian.
She's
African Nova Scotian.
Yeah.
And her face is going to be on Canadian $10 bill.
Yes.
Can you elaborate on that? How great that is?
Yeah. No, it's a wonderful moment, I think, for us historically as Canadians. So Viola Desmond is known for a kind of civil rights activism that happened in 1946.
Yes.
Where she attempted to just go see a film
in a movie theater. I was reading that,
right?
yes.
And she didn't realize at that time that the
Black and
movie
white
theater was segregated.
Okay.
And of course, being Canadians, the segregation was a kind of, it wasn't legislated, it wasn't written in law the way that you had Jim Crow law in the U.S.
Yes, okay,
right?
absolutely.
So that's why she didn't realize, of course, there was racism and people knew that it's racist, but she didn't realize buying this ticket that they had this unwritten policy that white folks get to sit on the main floor and black folks always had to sit upstairs.
That's
in
like
the gallery.
like riding on the bus. Black
Yeah.
folks had to be at the back, white folks had to be at the front.
Yes. So she went up to the ticket booth and asked for a main floor seat. Why not? That's where she wanted
That's
to
what
sit.
she wanted to sit.
Yeah. And the ticket person sold her a ticket for the balcony, not telling her. They didn't even bother having
Explain
that
to
conversation.
her that there was there's a certain place for her to go and there's a certain place for her not to stay.
So they just automatically switched up the ticket and gave her a balcony ticket. And when she went in, she went and sat down on the main floor where she thought that she bought the
like
ticket.
a normal person would sit, right? Exactly.
Yeah, and so she was then told, no, ma'am, you're not able to sit here. You can only sit upstairs. She said, no, I bought a ticket for the main floor. They said, actually, no, you didn't. So then she had to go back to the ticket booth because she thought, oh, this is just a mistake. Let me just go straighten this out. And she was then told, actually, we don't sell tickets to the main floor for your kind.
Oh, could you imagine somebody saying that to you?
And so, yeah, they refused to allow her to sit in the main floor.
She was actually arrested.
She was, because she just went back and
Sat where she wanted to sit.
Yes,
and
she did.
Not that she was only arrested, they also charged her. I think they charged her for fraud, or was it she was charged for something for a penny.
Yes, she was. So they couldn't say that the reason we're charging you is because we have a racist segregationist policy. And so the only thing they could do is say that we have to charge you for the difference between the two tickets, right? So the price of the ticket for the balcony as compared to the tax that would have been charged for the price of the ticket for the main. It was just silly.
It was amazing because I swore that I read that they actually charge her a penny for. It's not fraud. It's like when you hold the government like the tax thing they charge her for. It was amazing for the penny. She did go to jail as well. They did arrested her, and then let her out.
Yeah.
And now she is
she lost the court case, right? So she had an attorney, and they took the matter to court, and she lost the case. Much later, years later, there was a kind of official pardon that was issued for her.
That's so shameful, so shameful.
But that is part of our history, and so that's what she's known for. And in fact, she did that in 1946, which would have been a number of years before Rosa Parks then would become known for doing something very similar on a city bus.
Why do you think that they decided now to put her name on the $10 bill?
Well, That's a good question. I know that there was a lot of mobilizing going on nationally. There was because the call was put out, right, to the Canadian citizens to ask if we are going to put a woman on our money, who should it be? And so people voted. Yeah.
And I was reading that they said that she was such a strong woman. She just had so much integrity. Like, there's a whole bunch of good stuff that they recipe'd up to put her on the $10 bill. And I just wanted to share that with you guys because, I mean, that's a great, great movement there. That is a huge thing that's happened to our community. We actually have one of our own kind and a Canadian $10 bill. So we are making history. We've come a very, very long way.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think what I really like about it is I'm hoping that it just increases the visibility of the history that was already there. Because I think as Canadians, we don't realize, and we're not taught in school, how far-reaching the history of people of African descent really is here in Canada.
Yes.
You know, in many different parts of Canada.
And they don't teach. I don't think there's anything. I went to school here, and I don't remember ever learning anything about Africa. Anything about anything.
Yeah.
In Canada, it's moved away or hidden or something. I'm not sure where it is.
Well, I do this about every 2 weeks, if I can, with students and people that I meet at Mount Royal, and I ask them whether they've heard of Viola Desmond, whether they've heard of Amber Valley here in Alberta. And so people who are born and raised in Calgary and who went through the Calgary school system tell me, the majority of them, that they've never heard who these people are.
And I never heard of Amber Valley. The only reason why I know of Amber Valley is I married a Canadian. I was married to a Canadian before. And they were from Athabasca and Amber Valley. And all the brothers and sisters, they came over on the railroad, underground railroad from Ohio. And they end up in Athabasca and Amber Valley, as well as Slave Lake. But there's so much history up there. There's so much African history up in Amber Valley, Slave Lake, and a lot of people don't know about it. They're not, so it's like people are saying, go back to where you come from, but they don't realize that Africans...
People have been here for generations.
They've been here for generation after generation, and we have to educate them and let them know that. Amber Valley, they were there from day, like, I mean, I can't remember when they came over, but I know a lot of slaves ran away from Ohio to come to Slave Lake, because it's what I know. That's where they're from, and Athabasca. Because there's still a lot of them up there right now. Like, there's still a lot of black folks in Amber Valley and Athabasca as well. Wow. Yeah. Do we have any question out there?
Wasim says hi and hey. Says, where are you a week from now? Says, who did your makeup? Wasim wants to know who did your makeup.
Oh, who did well, let's talk a little bit about my makeup. Nicole Webster always lights me up. Every Sunday, she comes and she tunes me in and make me look fantastic. So yes, it's Nicole Webster makeup. And she doesn't actually only just do makeup. She actually makes the makeup. And I have to keep saying it because I'm amazed. I'm amazed. She does a fantastic job. Nicole Webster, you guys. You guys can find her on Nicole Webster. You guys can also follow her on her Instagram, Nicole Webster. You guys can follow her on Facebook, Nicole Webster. You guys can follow her anywhere. You can't miss her. Once I'm in there, Nicole is all over the place. Yeah, she did my makeup and she did a fantastic job. Any more questions?
What kind of tea are you drinking? What's going on over there?
Oh, what kind of tea am I drinking? Oh my God. It's a tea that, I don't know what it's called, but it makes me happy. Sorry. It makes me happy. It's a happy tea. There's mangoes and there's cinnamon and there's all kind, let me tell you, there's all kind of flavor. And when I look at my face right now, do you see my face? Look when I taste it, what happens? I don't know. It just sprinkles in my cheek. There's something in there. I don't know what it is, but there's something in there. I just get right happy. Very happy. No more question? No more question? I thought you guys would be more in the conversation today than you are. But a lot of people, because they don't understand, don't want to talk. But you guys, this is how we learn. We learn through communication. You understand? We have a professor here. If you have any question you need, she will answer it for you. So we got to talk, you guys, and we got to know our history. And we got to know there's fantastic things going on in the world, in our community. There's so many people doing so many good and fantastic jobs that we can't just always stay on the negative, because there is positive things going on. Right?
What else do you have going on the table?
Yeah.
You got lots of books on the table. Got Diversity Magazine.
Oh,
what else we got
yes,
going on
we do
there?
have Diversity Magazine. If you guys haven't seen it, you need to pick it up. You can find them online, Diversity Magazine. Facebook, they're there. You guys, you can get an ad done. You can... It's a great magazine. Get it. I'm in there. Go read the story. It's nice. Diversity Magazine. Also, we have some Scentsy. Scentsy is candles. Somebody went, look at all that face. Scentsy is candle. Candles, candles, candles. There's one candle here that I'm absolutely in love with. Just a second.
Camu.
It smells like mango. Oh my God, smell this and tell me. You guys, you can order.
That's nice.
Names on the back.
Isn't it pretty? It's mango
nice.
and where is it? You guys, I'm gonna put this up close to you guys and see if you can see it.
Right there on the front of the book with your fingers.
Yeah, okay, let's move my finger because I have so much papers here. Sorry guys, here we go. There we go. Thank you. And you guys can see, you can order through those that information. We'll leave it up there for a second. There's a telephone number and everything. She sells all kind of candle holders, all kind of lovely candles. And those actually, they're not lit by fire. They're lit by a bulb. So you have to put a bulb in the little lantern, and it heats up the candle and it melts it. So it's all health. It's all healthy. There's no matches lighting, burning fumes, but it's fantastic, you guys. It's so good.
Wants to see the magazine.
The magazine.
Let's do a close up on the magazine. Arms all up in the
There
shot
you
today.
go. Sorry. She's zooming for us. Apologize. There you go.
Which magazine are you in? Which
That's the episode that you can find me in. It's called Diversity. Are you in that one too?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought you were in that one. I could have sworn. So yeah, you guys can find that one in there. And we want to continue a little bit more about females tonight. We want to talk a little bit about, oh, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Page 37 in Diversity Magazine.
Pick it up, you guys. Support it. It's a great magazine. Very informative. We want to talk a little bit about the women. Our women, why we need to work together more.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on that for me and explain to them
Absolutely.
when I say we need to work together, because it becomes a great successful tool for each and every one of us and for our children, not just for us as women, but it makes it a better place. It makes it a better world.
Yeah.
So can we elaborate on it?
Yeah.
Somebody's showing a mouth like this.
Wow,
is
that's
that?
a wow. That's a wow.
What is that?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, wow.
Wow.
Wow, why?
Wow. Wow, stuff you have.
Well, wow, you're distracting me.
Wow.
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 I'm gonna give you this candle back,
Oh.
so I don't. I'll keep.
Rubbing it?
Yeah.
It has
Oh
a
my God,
smell.
this
Yeah.
candle is mango. You guys, what I would like to do, there goes another wow.
I don't understand it either.
I don't understand it. What does wow
Oh, there's
mean?
Ehi. Is that Ehi?
Hi, Amy. How are you? What is the wow? Oh, there's love. I like love.
Yeah, there's Ehi. Yeah.
Do you like love? I like love. There's lots of
Yes.
love, but we don't know what that face was.
Yeah. Are
Maki,
we
any-
scaring someone?
I feel like sometimes maybe
Maki,
I
anything
am.
you want to say that, what is it? What is
Ehi?
it? Ehi?
Oh,
Yeah.
just
Ehi?
hello.
Just
Just
yeah,
hello.
She's wonderful.
Fantastic. Thank you for joining us tonight. And now we want to talk about women.
Yes. So, what I've seen is that, generally speaking, we are, in many ways, encouraged as women to see one another as competition. And there's so many ways that we learn that from the time that we are little.
How can we change that mindset when it comes to it's not just one race of women. It's the whole race of women. We just don't seem to have respect for each other.
You know, we have some really beautiful relationships as women, but yeah, I think on the whole, there definitely is a sense and different ways in which the bigger culture teaches us that really we should be looking at each other as competitors. And I think those things are really subtle sometimes. Like sometimes we absorb those messages and we don't even realize how much of that we've really taken in.
Absolutely.
What we've seen is that the examples we have where women really support each other and really work to uplift each other, in those situations, you see really thriving communities. And that's one of the benefits of doing that. You know, rather than thinking, for example, that someone doing really well somehow means a loss for us, right? So if I see you really working hard to improve something, or you're starting a business or whatever it is.
Okay, absolutely.
So why would my first instinct not be, I really like what I'm seeing with her and I'd like to know how to help her?
So why is it that though? Why is our first instinct why is it not positive?
It's not positive because a lot of times the ways that we as women, regardless of what culture or background you are,
absolutely,
the way that we've been taught into womanhood is very boxed in. There's been a limited number of ways that one can succeed as a woman. You have to look a certain way, present yourself a certain way. Femininity means a very specific kind of thing, so you have to try to be that. Our paths to success in a lot of ways have not been focused on skill, but have been focused on how we perform womanhood and femininity.
Or how we look mostly.
Okay,
is
right?
that what it is?
Yes.
She looks a little bit better than me, so
right.
I'm gonna try to compete against her to look better.
And that's been one of the paths that has been possible for women to be successful. And then the skill and the intelligence are secondary. Okay, so if we could start shifting that, and shifting that even in the expectations that we have for each other.
Exactly.
Okay?
So
that would make a big
difference. That's you leading the example that you're leading right now. Because it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to not retaliate. Like, how do you compose yourself to the hateful things that one is saying? Right? How does somebody compose it? They're trying and they're trying, but there's so much tearing down. How do you compose it? Or like, how does that work? I'm not sure, because it seems really difficult.
You know, I can't answer that for other people. I can only answer it for me. The things that have been really important for me personally have been focus. It's very, very important to self-discipline myself into focus. So what is my goal? What am I trying to do? If there are folks who seem really supportive and positive, then I try to keep those people around as much as possible. If there are folks who seem to not be positive
and toxic,
then I definitely would want to distance myself from that, because that distracts from focus. Right? Now, I am a strong believer in whole communities and the responsibility of municipal governments and the state and so on, and also ensuring that they are supporting particularly members of historically marginalized communities when we are trying to do something positive, whether it's an upstart entrepreneur, someone who's trying to start a business, someone who's trying to finish college, any of those things. You know, I don't believe in always just talking about the individual and, oh, it's just willpower and you just have to focus and you just have to be disciplined. Although those are all things that I apply to myself. But, you know, I do also think that communities as a whole and
plays a big role in
our municipal governments, you know, we can't let them off the hook either.
No, we can't. We have to get them involved.
Yeah.
But again, a lot of people believe that their opinion doesn't mean much. It's like if you're not getting up to vote for the things that you want in, then somebody else is doing it and they're voting for the opposite of what you need.
It's very important that we be engaged.
It's very important. They're running for council right now in Temple, and we know that Faith Greaves is running.
Yes.
And it's something that we need to let everybody know. They have to go get registered for census. Because if they don't register for the census for them to know what year they're in, then they can't vote.
Yeah.
And if you guys are trying to vote for her, they need to go and register with census. So if everybody wants to see change, we gotta get up and do our part. We have to take action to make things better. Am I right or am I wrong?
Yeah, and you know, it has to come from multiple fronts, right?
Yeah, so it can't be just me.
Personal, and then it's the making sure that I'm going out there and voting, making sure that I'm trying to have positive relationships with people in my community. It's multiple fronts.
So what else can we do? Or what else can you suggest? Because every person has a different minds and we can't control the whole world. But what can we do as women to set more example and to help each other be a stronger bond to each other instead of melting each other away? What can we do to make us grow together stronger?
Well, I think we're doing it already. What we should do is actually do, right? I mean, the strongest example is the doing itself, because we can chat a lot about how important it is to be supportive, but at the end of the day, the most powerful impact is made when we actually
come together, support each other.
Which is what Faith, I really like some of what she's doing, what I'm seeing her do, because she is in action doing that. There are lots of women. Ehi is one
of them, absolutely.
Great example of this. She's constantly busy and active and really trying to be that positive example in the community. You're doing this.
Trying my best,
right?
Absolutely.
I have always said to whoever I meet, what are you doing? Let me know how I can support whatever you're doing.
So we've actually started the movement. We're trying to support each other. Yeah. And you came up here to share a lot of good information with the audience. Do we have any more questions out there before we go on?
Well, we've had Leanne Doucette joined us.
Hi, Leanne.
We also had Tyreek saying, "I'm feeling you, my queen."
Oh, boy. Thank you, my king.
Kelly Reyes joined us, so is Miranda.
Is there anything else you would love to elaborate on? Because I know that you could say so much.
Well, yeah, I mean, the education piece I thought was really important for us. I know that there are already people working on trying to expand the curriculum to start including more African Canadian history in the school curriculum.
Which is really important. Yeah. Very important that we get that in there. Because there's nothing, we're not taught anything about us. We don't know much about us. Sometimes I'm wondering if it's because we don't know nothing about us. Even me as a person that don't know much about me, because there's nobody there to teach me about me. So as I'm growing and I'm learning on my own, and I'm making up these things, whether they're right or wrong is the way that I'm learning, because there's no teaching for me, because we're not learning anything in the schools. There's not very much books in the library, so we're teaching each other, and maybe we're not teaching the way that we should know, right?
Yeah, I think too about how many times a lot of us get asked, where are you from? but where are you really from? If you say, well, I'm Canadian, and then you get asked again, no, well, you know what I mean.
Where
are
you
you
really
really
from?
And I feel like something like Viola Desmond being on the $10 bill, maybe, hopefully, ideally,
we could say
if
Canada.
people can say, who is she? At the very least, if they can just see her face and say, I don't even know who this is, who is this? Ideally, if that question can get somebody to just Google her and realize, oh, okay, this is part of a longer history. Who knows? Maybe it'll start giving more people a sense that you do
belong.
have multi generations of people of African descent here, and that you might be more cautious about asking someone, asking a black person, where are you really from?
And it probably give them a little bit more secureness than insecure, because sometimes when you say where you're from, oh, I was born in Canada, and it's like, where are you from?
Yeah.
But now if they see maybe a dark woman on the $10 bill, maybe they'll realize that we are part of Canada.
Well, of course.
Well, they don't. Some people don't believe that, though. I know that we are, but some people don't. And I think they're not just going to put an Afro woman and a $10 bill for Canada if there's nothing, if she has nothing to do with it. So that might give them a little, or maybe it'll let them open up their mind to read.
I hope so.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking. Maybe
I hope
it will open up their minds to read a little bit more and understand that Afro, black, is a part of Canada. You know what I mean? We are a part of a lot of things. We're a part of history. We're not just here on the sideline. We are a part of history.
Yeah, and I want to bring it back to the school boards and the state too, because I'm always I don't let them off the hook.
Don't let them off the hook. Let's talk.
The curriculum thing is important. So let's say you put Viola Desmond's face on a $10 bill, and we hope that raises awareness and visibility about who she was and the communities that she came from and all of that. I would hesitate to think that would be enough, right? Because doing something like that and having her face on the $10 bill has to be accompanied by also starting to include these histories in the curriculum, right? If you just put her face on the bill and leave it at that, there's a risk there that it just becomes this really surface, tokenistic kind of gesture that doesn't end up having kind of more widespread impact.
So what we need to do is people need to fight for the curriculum in the school, in the schools. We have to set things in place that we can get our history in the school.
Yeah.
Not in the library too. I find that there's not much in libraries. So we have to start that movement and let them know, like, we need history of ourselves in the library. But saying it and actually doing it is one thing. We need to actually do it.
Yeah, and it's that effort has already begun. What I really like about it is it's clearly saying that this is actually our Canadian history. It's not just Black people's history that we are trying to have included in the curriculum. It is that if you don't have this part of our collective history as Canadians in the curriculum that our children are being taught, then you're essentially not getting a well-rounded education. You are not understanding the country that you're part of. Yeah.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. So true. I have another inspirational here from another one of your students. Can I read?
Sure.
I'm actually very proud of you. So I know that you're humble and you seem, but I am very proud of you. And I'd like to share that. I think what you're doing is fantastic. And I hope there's other people out there that would take the opportunity and the chances to continue your education, because it's a good thing. It's a good thing to learn and to read and to understand. Another one of her students wrote, "Love her so much, literally like a mother figure for me, a mother figure for me. She has the most beautiful smile I ever seen in a woman, and she is." I don't know what he said. epitome of a woman I want to be. Her classes are based off discussions, but she never pressures you to talk. If you don't want to, always an interesting class. You learn so much about life in general. Take her. So again, you guys, we're saying that you're available to help.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody that needs the help in school, class, if you need information that you're not sure of, she can be reached.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell them where you can be reached, sweetheart?
Well, I'm at Mount Royal University. I'm in the humanities department, and I teach women's and gender studies there. And this is what we do, right, for the young people who are in university right now and trying to get through. Yeah. So
there you go again. For anybody that's in university and need a support group or need some sort of support, Maki's here to help. I just love to know that she's so helpful, you guys. She's so fantastic, and I enjoy having her tonight. I enjoy having you here, Maki, tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Is there anything else that you want to share with our audience a little bit? Do we have any more questions out there, or
no comment? Lots of watchers, lots of listeners.
Lots of watching.
People are watching, but not asking questions. I guess that's okay.
That's okay. I mean, you know what? It's weird. Sometimes some subject they just talk, and some subject we can't get a word out of them. You guys, I'm so proud. I'm so proud of everything that's going on. I'm so proud of what we're doing as a culture, as a race. There's so much positive things that are going on right now, that is happening, and I want you guys to be aware of it. And let's work together. That's mainly what I can say. I can't force anybody to work, but I think it's in our best interest. Every single race, colors, I think we need to work together because it makes it a better place. Mm-hmm. I just wanted to tap on the Donald Trump thing. I was trying to avoid it, and it just seems to perturb me.
It's grating at you. Yeah.
It's bothering me, and I didn't really want to do it, but I just need to. We have a couple more minutes, you guys, not too long. Sorry, let me pull my skirt down. Quit your peekabooing. Ain't got no time for none of that. But I just want to... It's hard to watch children die because children are the future of the world. So if we're watching our children dying, like what's going on in the world? And there's so many different explanations and so many different stories to tell us why it's okay to let off a missile, why it's okay to kill, okay, but what's right and what's wrong? What do you think of that situation? I'm so bothered by it.
I think, well, we're obviously in a really bad place right now, politically. I mean, we're not in the U.S., but we're still, I think, obviously we have very close ties and close relationships to the U.S. It's not a good time. Yeah.
It's sad. There's not much to say on it because everybody and everyone that's actually watching what's going on and sitting down to see what's going on, you all know that it's wrong. We all know that it's wrong, and it's affecting the children. It's going to affect their learning. It's going to affect their eat. It's just going to affect everything. And I think it's really a little bit more serious than we're looking at. I think it could be World War III. I think it's unbelievable that it was that easy for somebody to get up and destroy that much life in a second. And that's what scares me. That absolutely scares me. I don't think we have much on it, but I want people to keep themselves informed and watch what's going on because the world has changed, people has changed, and the time has changed. And you never know when we have to hide in a basement. I'm not sure. It just feels like it's coming. I have children, and I'm a little bit worried about. I'm just worried about it. I don't really want to talk much about it because I don't understand Donald Trump. I don't understand Trudeau. I don't understand politics, period. I don't understand what they're doing. I know if you gave it to a woman and told her, run this world, I would just say work together and get along. I mean, I'm not going to tell you to go let off a missile in the country on children. I mean, there's got to be an easier way. And if I'm running a country, I don't want to kill my people. If I kill my people, how am I going to have a country? Like, I don't understand politics. I don't understand the reason why people are doing what they're doing. It's insane. But at the end of the day, I think we as human are going to destroy ourselves. We need to really stop and look what's going on. And this is going for the government. I mean, if you guys are watching this, you guys gotta really stop and think about what you're doing. It don't make no sense to destroy the world. That means you ain't got to have any people in the world to control. We got to fix it. Something is going on, and that's not good. That's my thought on the I mean, there's nothing I can do. I'm just devastated that I literally watched some little baby gasping for breath. And if that don't shook you, I don't know what will shook you, because I'm shook. It's unbelievable to me. It's a shame. I have children. I have me, and I'm a grown woman. I couldn't see myself gasping. That's insane. What's your thought on it?
We're in a bad way.
We're in a bad way. I just hope that people all over the world, wherever you are, and you're watching this video, we need to start to work together. That's just what it is. And I don't know. I guess we can talk love and kindness, but I think it's action that speaks. We got to be better people. Do you have any closing arguments? Is there anything else you have to say before we...
act in love, always.
Act in love.
In whatever you do.
In whatever you do.
On your job, whatever that job is. In our homes, with each other.
With your peers, your husband, your children. Just let's love and forgive, because we're only human. And... yeah, I know.
Sounds like we're being very hippy-dippy, right? But it's not.
It's not hippy-dippy, though. It is. We got to do better, especially if there's not an example in the world setting for us. People are not going to learn. If the government is doing what they're doing, what's other people going to want to do? So we have to come out here as positive people and try to set an example. And we're not perfect either. I know I'm not. I screw up all the time. But I realize that I screw up, and I apologize for it. I want to thank Maki for being here tonight and joining me. I really appreciate you coming. Your hands are so cold, but she probably has a warm heart, right? And you guys, you can join me every Sunday on Facebook Live. You can follow me on YouTube. You can follow me on Twitter. You can follow me anywhere you'd like, to pretty well tell you. So you know what, you guys? I'm just going to come out with a little thought and just let you guys know how I feel and how it's things. Again, you guys, I have to take the extra 5 to 3 minutes, I don't have much, 3 to 5, to thank every single person that comes out every single Sunday to support me. This is what we're talking about, is support. Again, we have somebody running for leader in our community. I know some people have their reasons, their thoughts, why they should or why they shouldn't. I think we should forget the negativity, and you guys need to go to the census and register, so you guys can go ahead and vote. Vote for somebody in your community. Vote for Faith Greaves. Vote for somebody in our community. Let's start to work together. I really think that we need to do that. And for all the young ladies out there that are single mothers, it seems hard, but at the end of the day, there's something positive out there. So try to find some support. Try to find somebody you can lean on, communication, talking. Just find something that you can lean on to bring you through this time. And do not listen to the negativity about a mom and a dad makes a better home. A better home comes with love. And that's all that matters. As long as you're loving your child, that is what a good home is about. It's not about the stereotype about you need a dad or you need a mom. That's fine. All you have to do is just love, work hard, and work together. Thank you guys for joining me on Sunday Tea. I hope you guys all have a fantastic evening. Again, I appreciate every time you guys come out to watch me. And I know you guys want me to get up and give you a little wiggle. I know the skirt is kind of short this week. We were hoping it was a little longer, but here we go, you guys. Here's my song. Oh. Woo. It was a pleasure having you guys join me every single Sunday. Good night. See you next week, you guys. Sunday tea. She